All right. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to our Children's Medicine Virtual Job Fair. What is the date today? I guess it's March 9th, 2021. All the days are blending together, but that's all good. I am Josh Hellier. I am the president of our Children's Medicine, and we are delighted to have you with us today. Some of you have already started your interviews, which is fantastic, and you will see all of the different businesses who are working with us just underneath where I'm talking right now. So don't be shy about tuning out of what I'm saying and diving into your interview when you are ready. We are going to get things started now with my friend Kelly Hashimi, who is a traditional knowledge keeper who is going to do a traditional welcome. So I'm going to turn it over to Kelly. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Anin everyone. Ajashko Benesi Kwetishnikas Makwa Dodem. My spirit name is Blue Thunderbird Woman, and I'm Bear Clan, and I'm originally from Treaty 1 territory, and that's in Manitoba. So I just want to say welcome everyone, and Bindigan. You're welcome here in our virtual space, and congratulations on getting the interview. You guys are going to rock it. I'm going to open with a quick smudge. I also want to acknowledge all the employee partners that are out there. So we have folks from KPMG, BDC, Canadian Western Bank, Scotiabank, Ontario Cannabis Store, Interior Health, Canada Post. I don't think I forgot anybody. GDI. So congratulations on interviews and welcome everyone to this beautiful circle. So today I'm just smudging with some sage and some sweetgrass because it kind of jumped out at me from the medicine shelf over there. Smudging our mouth, remember to say good things and speak kindly. Our eyes, so we see the beauty in everyone and everything. Our minds and our hair, to think good thoughts. Our ears, so we remember to listen for the truth, what people are saying, what people are actually saying, right? Our hearts, to walk in a loving way. And our feet, bring it down, the smoke down to our feet. So we walk softly. And this one's going for all the four directions. Should I spin around in my chair? I don't know. Feel that's kind of weird. This is for all of you, all across the northern part of Turtle Island. Welcome. We're beginning in a good way. Be centered and focused on the task at hand. And so happy that each and every one of you has arrived here safely and you're able to tune in. That's a real blessing. I'm just gonna share a little prayer that I thought would be good for today. So we offer our prayer. This is my tobacco tie right here. We offer our prayers, tobacco in our hearts. Thank you for the grandfathers and grandmothers of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Thank you, spirits of the wind, water, fire, and water. Thank you, spirits of the north, east, south, west. Please help us live a good life. Aho. Bamapi, everyone. You guys got this. Be good.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kelly. Much appreciated. We'll see you again at the end. You'll come back and do a closing.
Yes, of course.
Perfect. Great. All right. Thank you, Kelly. All right. So we've got some great presentations for you today. We've got a presentation from KPMG, from Ontario Cannabis Store, as well as BDC, the Business Development Bank of Canada. Our first presentation with KPMG will start at 11:15 promptly with Eric Reed. So don't go anywhere. We are going to take a brief pause, but we will be back at 11:15. Don't forget to get into the queue for your interviews when the time is right, and we'll be back at 11:15. So don't go anywhere. All righty, welcome back, everybody. Again, I am Josh Hellier. I am the president of our Children's Medicine, and I hope everybody is having a good experience so far. I'm now going to introduce Eric from KPMG. We're going to do a little split screen to begin with. Oh, hi, Eric. How are you?
I'm doing perfectly well. Am I coming through? Everything's unmuted.
You're
It's working?
perfect. We can hear you brilliantly. So I'm going to pass it over to you. And for everybody who's watching, just know that Eric is going to tell me when to change the pages of his deck. So don't be alarmed is all I've got to say. So I'm going to remove myself, and Eric, over to you.
Okay. Well, welcome everyone. I am so glad to be here with you all today to talk about some of the exciting opportunities that you can explore with KPMG. But before we dive into everything, thank you to the organizers for getting everything ready today. So especially Josh and Crystal for all the work that you've done, and I would like to say a big thank you for Kelly for such a nice welcome to start off today's session as well. So I guess I'll set the bar nice and high with the fun info session quickly, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so Josh, I'm probably going to pretend like I'm turning the pages this way, but if we'll go to the second slide, there we go, the agenda. Okay, so what are we going to talk about today? We're quickly going to cover a little bit of background information about KPMG, talk about some of the inclusion and diversity initiatives that we have that we're really proud of. We'll talk a little bit more about our Indigenous services, and then quickly cover off some ways to connect and apply for future opportunities at KPMG, and time permitting, answer some questions. But if you do have questions that don't get answered today, we will definitely have ways for you to get in touch with us after that as well. All right, slide number 3. There we go. Nice picture from my first day at KPMG, July 2015. Many white hairs ago, or gray hairs, and slightly nicer complexion too. But there you go. So a little background on myself. I am part of the larger audit recruitment team at KPMG, and I work with a collection of offices internally that we call Regions East. So that's all of our teams throughout Ontario, minus Toronto, which is its own entity, and then Atlantic Canada as well. But I'm part of a larger group of recruitment professionals, probably about 20 or so folks, who work to find great individuals like yourselves to come and join our teams all across Canada. And really today, I'm here to represent all of them and talk about the opportunities that we have, and to give you a bit of background to who we are as a firm. Okay, and please feel free to add me on LinkedIn, and if you do that, you can also connect with some of my my other colleagues in areas or regions that are more interesting to you. So slide number 4. Well, what the heck is KPMG? So for the uninitiated, happy to give a quick background. I think most of the students I've talked to in the past, I should mention that from a previous slide. For the last year or so, I've been recruiting experienced individuals, so those who have been in the field and have very specific skills. But prior to that, I spent about 4.5 years doing campus recruitment with KPMG, so talking to students in relation to co-op and internship and full-time or graduate opportunities. And in that time, largely talking to a lot of business students who are very familiar with this world. So happy to give you some good broad background on KPMG today as well. What does that stand for? Kleinveld Piet Marwick Goldler, which is a bit of a mouthful, which is why it's so nice to just go with KPMG. The modern entity as we know it today was formed in 1987. But as interesting history, we have predecessor operations in Canada that stretch back for over 100 years. So we were really proud to celebrate that milestone a few years back. With so many employees across Canada and the globe, KPMG is a place with immense opportunities, both locally and abroad. So no matter where you want to take your career, we have an opportunity for you. And you may already know that we are a global network of professional services firms offering audit, tax, and advisory services to clients in over 140 countries. We'll talk a little bit about what those service lines are in a moment. And across all of our business, we are undergoing a lot of change. So we're building new digital capabilities into all of our service lines. We are in every major Canadian community with over 40 offices nationally. And if you want to know exactly where we are, I would suggest visiting our website to check out all of our different locations. But that matters less and less these days anyways, because we're working in such a virtual environment, and I can see that being the future going forward anyways. And so within Canada, just over 7,000 employees and 700 partners. So about a 1 to 10 ratio. So if you want to become a future leader in this organization, you can see that the paths are there, and we certainly want to help you achieve your goals. And if that involves becoming a partner, we can certainly make it happen. Okay, slide number 5. So KPMG is very proud of the employer awards that we have received. For example, being one of Canada's best diversity employers for the past 13 years, we believe in being an active voice in the conversation around inclusion and diversity across Canada and throughout our global KPMG network. We believe that diversity and inclusion strengthens our business, it sparks innovation, and enriches our relationships with our clients, people, and communities. I would say if you want to learn any more about what KPMG did to qualify for any of these particular awards, visit their websites, and you'll be able to find out a profile on us to list exactly what we did to be recognized. All right, slide number 6, Josh. Thank you. So a little bit more in depth about what it is that KPMG does, our teams, and maybe where there'll be opportunities for you to consider someday. So our audit practice has really evolved by harnessing technology that streamlines end-to-end audits using a smart platform called KPMG Clara, which we rolled out a few years ago. And it includes data and analytics capabilities, machine learning, and data visualizations to help our teams provide deeper insights to clients. Overall, our audit teams provide trust to all of our clients, which means our clients can rely on their financial statements and reports to make important decisions. They can rest assured that their financials are accurate. On the audit front, we've partnered with Simon Fraser University to provide our audit professionals the opportunity to build their data and analytics skills through a fully funded graduate certificate in accounting and digital analytics program, which also has the option of further obtaining a Master's of Science in Accounting with Cognitive Analytics. We are training our workforce for the future. KPMG also has the largest tax practice in Canada and offers a wide range of services such as Canadian corporate and private tax, as well as US and international tax expertise from a compliance, planning, and advice perspective. And third, our advisory practice offers management consulting, which is more so the non-accounting side of our business, and then risk consulting guidance as well, which includes things like cybersecurity and deal advisory, or a little bit more related to finance work. So CPA students, chartered professional accountants, will typically work in our risk consulting and deal advisory practices using our analytical tools and industry knowledge to evaluate potential merger and acquisition transactions or manage the risk of a client's technology investments. And then lastly, and I'll say this self-servingly, perhaps most importantly, as this is the team that I fall under, is our business enablement services. So what that means is they are essentially the integral part of the KPMG team that enables our business to focus on client-facing work. So in the background, we're doing things like client administration, our human resources team, our internal finance team, marketing, you name it. We have a dedicated folks working in all those different areas. Opportunities certainly open to you as well. Okay, slide number 7. Just to give a brief overview of our inclusion and diversity strategy, 3 main pillars. And I'll take a break. Josh, if we're getting tight on time, you let me know. But I think we're still on track because lots of information to follow. Okay, first pillar is embedding an inclusive culture. So we enable our people to be champions of inclusion through our people networks and allyship through applying an inclusive lens to all of our ways of working, all brought to life through our Inclusion and Diversity Council, which is chaired by our CEO, Elio Luongo. Second, we are creating a mentally healthy workplace. So we are proud to work alongside our Chief Mental Health Officer, Denis Trottier, who has been raising our voice in support of mental health by reducing the stigma around it and building the resilience of our people. We foster a mentally healthy workplace with a number of different support programs. For example, coverage of mental health costs for all employees in our benefits program, personal care time, and our employee and family assistant programs. So in short, we know life be a bit of a roller coaster, and KPMG is there to act as your seatbelt. And then lastly, the third pillar is being an I&D, or inclusion and diversity leader in all of our communities. So we're proud to partner with a number of organizations driven towards the same goals, such as Icon Talent Partners, Catalyst, Inspire, Pride at Work Canada, Join, Ascend, and use our voice in the community to show our commitment to an inclusive workplace. Okay, slide number 8. So at KPMG, we have just over 25 people networks that provide an opportunity to get to know new people in the firm and to develop leadership and business skills. So operating both regionally and nationally, the networks are run by employees with support from the firm through broad guidance and executive sponsorship. Some examples include Pride at KPMG, the Black Professionals Network, and the East Asian Network, which recently gave me the opportunity to attend a virtual Lunar New Year celebration. I learned a lot and was really excited for it. All right, slide number 9, Josh. So to go a little bit more in depth on one of our employee resource groups, the National Indigenous Peoples Network is an ERG, as we call it, organized and led by KPMG employees across Canada. Their goal is to increase awareness of Indigenous culture and history, to create a welcoming and inclusive work environment for Indigenous staff, and to help KPMG find ways to give back to the Indigenous community. Why do we do this? Members are able to make new connections, share ideas and knowledge, and help create better allies throughout the organization. Examples of what the network has been up to include helping KPMG staff better understand the land we work and live on, organizing awareness and participation in things like Orange Shirt Day, and helping to publish our recent Indigenous and Canadian tax guide. There's a variety of ways for our network members to be involved aside from just attending meetings and events, including sharing and discussing books and articles, completing the Indigenous Peoples of Canada learning course we have in our internal degree learning platform, and much more. Okay, slide number 10. Is anyone familiar with the Inspire program? And I think I realize I'm asking that without a way for anyone to respond, so I'll just imagine head shaking or nodding. It's definitely a program worth checking out after today's session if you're not familiar with it already. So KPMG has been partnered with the program since 2012, and during that time has awarded 55 bursaries. So there are some important timelines to be aware of. I think there are 3 intakes for applications per year: August 1st, November 1st, and February 1st. So the next application deadline being August 1st. And then I think once a year, the awards are given out. But aside from just awarding a one-time bursary in recognition of the great individuals who apply, we are expanding the program into internship opportunities as well. So we aim to get in touch with all of the recipients and to explore their interest in launching a career somewhere within the KPMG team. So for more information on this, I definitely recommend visiting the Inspire website and to seriously think about putting in an application. Okay, slide number 11. And lastly, wanted to touch upon our National Indigenous Client Services team. So we are expanding to have a national team that will be well suited to advising and supporting the unique needs and challenges of things like First Nations communities and band councils, Indigenous-led businesses, band-owned entities, nonprofit organizations, Indigenous businesses looking to invest in non-Indigenous businesses, and non-Indigenous businesses looking to partner with Indigenous communities, amongst others. So why are we doing this? The firm has always had this practice, but the expertise has been rather dispersed. And now we have a new national support in place to help the program grow and use our expertise to help create a shared prosperity with Indigenous communities across Canada. As well, it comes from realizing that the Indigenous community has been very much underrepresented in the financial community, and we want to participate in that change. So certainly something that we're really proud of and has a lot of interest and participation from our senior leadership. So looking at this team right now, and I'll stress it is growing. We have over 20 core team members on the tax side of things, with just about over 40 in audit. And then the practice is growing as well on the advisory side of things. And part of the plan is to give back to the community through programs like Inspire and financial literacy talks at high schools, or hosting general business advisory sessions amongst Indigenous communities. Right now, I think across the firm, we have about 50 self-identifying Indigenous employees and are looking to grow. And so that's all part of the program that we're here with today as well. So don't hesitate to reach out. And so on that note, let's go to slide 12. How can you stay in touch with KPMG? Lots of different ways to stay connected. Just to highlight here, visit our website. We do have some programs that you can sign up for. Or connect with us on social media, whatever the platform is of your choice. I would definitely recommend setting up a LinkedIn profile if you have not done that already, as that's probably the sort of primary driver for business communication. But we're also on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Not TikTok yet, but maybe sometime soon. And then lastly, I'll turn it over if there are any questions at this point. I know we're at the 15-minute mark, so I will probably defer back to Josh. But just to say, we will have our sessions being hosted by Mindy Johnson, or our interviews, I should say, hosted by Mindy Johnson today. And if you have a pen and paper, write down this name. It's our new recruiter who just started, who will be overseeing some of our outreach programs, Jade Sutka. Jade. The last name is Psutkah. Sutka. Okay, so that was a mouthful. I know that was a lot of information to cover in 10 minutes. I think I took 15. But
that's okay. I'm not going to hold it against you for going a couple of minutes over. It's all good. Plus, I learned some things too. So, I didn't even know what KPMG stood for until today. So thank you, Eric.
I only know that through hosting a trivia session once. Otherwise, it would probably not be stuck in my head. But there you go. We all learned something.
Yeah, exactly. If a day does, oh no, I was about to say something profound and then realized I don't actually have anything profound to say. So I'm going to stop it there. We actually don't have any questions, Eric, that have come through on the comments, either on the app or on our YouTube page. If we do have any, we will be sure to send them your way. But thank you so much for spending the time with us today and sharing the information about KPMG. Again, I learned something, and so that's fantastic. So
excellent. Thanks so much, Josh. Enjoy the rest of the day today. Perfect.
Thank you.
Take care, everyone.
Alrighty, we are going to take a really brief break to get set up for our next presentation, which is with the Ontario Cannabis Store representatives. So give me 30 seconds to change a couple of things around, and then we will be back. All right. Alrighty, see, I told you that was going to be a really quick break. We are just that good. All right, I now want to introduce Suzanne and Ali from the Ontario Cannabis Store, who is going to be walking you through their presentation. So let's see if I can add them to the stream properly. Oh, there they are. Hi, guys. Welcome. And now let's see if I'm able to actually get your presentation up, which I should be able to in one quick second. All righty. So with that, I turn it over to you both.
Well, thank you so much, Josh, and our Children's Medicine for welcoming us today and giving us this beautiful event to have this discussion. And so thank you so much for that. And I'd also like to thank our audience for welcoming us into your home and giving us a little bit of time out of your busy days and schedules. Slide. We could change the slide, Josh. And one more just for fun. Thanks, Josh. And so, as Josh mentioned, I am Suzanne McKay. I'm the HR manager at OCS. I've had the privilege of being at OCS for 3.5 years now, since inception in 2017. Quick little fun fact about myself, in pandemic life, my furry friends have begun taking over the house. So I started off with one dog, and we've now accumulated guinea pigs and fish. So the fish are doing very well. So that's how pandemic life is going for me. Ali, did you want to say hi?
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having us today, Josh and Kelly. Thank you so much for the beautiful opening. Just a little bit about myself. I live in beautiful Kingston, and I'm the district sales manager supporting the independent retailers in the east and north regions of the province. I started a little later than Suzanne in 2018 and have worked through several roles before landing in a retail support role last October as a district sales manager.
Wonderful. Slide, please. So I know OCS is quite new, so I thought I'd give you guys a little overview of OCS and of our vision, mission, values. So our vision is to grow Canada's largest and most vibrant cannabis work and marketplace by continually creating great customer experiences through quality, selection, and service. You can see our values below, but I think I wanted to focus on the top three there: inclusion, adaptability, and collaboration, because those have really formed a foundation for us at OCS. Our inclusive nature of all of our employees, reaching out to others, making sure everyone feels included and feels welcome throughout the employee life at OCS is really important for us. And that's led to a wonderful foundation for collaboration, where now, because we are such a community, we feel comfortable reaching out to each other and asking for help and bringing people into our different projects. So none of us ever stands alone. We always have our wonderful team behind us and supporting us. And that's laid an excellent foundation for trust, which has allowed us to be adaptable. And if you guys have listened to the media about anything cannabis related in the last 3 years, you'll know that change is definitely in our life's blood. So that foundation of inclusion and collaboration and trust leads to that adaptability, which has allowed us to be successful in a very changeable environment. So thank you so much for that. Josh, would you mind? The next slide, please. So I'd like to tell you a little bit more about what OCS does and where we fit in and how this all works. So we work with two other agencies, Health Canada and the AGCO, or Alcohol Gaming Commission of Ontario. Health Canada, their job is to regulate and license the producers, or the ones who grow the cannabis, to make sure the cannabis is grown in the safest way possible to produce the best quality. And the AGCO does similar things, but with retail stores. So they accept the, oh yes, there we go. So they accept the applications, and they make sure that those retail stores have everything in place so that they can be successful. And we then take the product from the licensed producers, make sure it holds to that safety and quality standard, and then we move it over to the retailers, of course, upon a purchase order, etc., so that they can sell it to the consumers of Ontario. And we also do have OCS.ca, where we sell the cannabis directly to the consumer through our online platform. So that's a tad bit about that. And as just a quick mention, we are a Crown agency established in 2017, and our job here is to provide safe, responsible access to recreational cannabis for adults 19 plus, please. Slide, Josh. So just as fun, I thought it'd be cool to show you guys a little bit about our current product categories. So we have dried flowers, we've got oils, we've got capsules, we've got pre-rolls, seeds, so you can grow your own plant. There's edibles, there's extracts, and of course topicals. And those are just the active cannabis SKUs. There's over 600 of them. We also have an additional 400 cannabis accessory SKUs. And those are the items that'll help you with those products. And to tell you a little bit more about this, I'm going to hand this over to Ali so she can tell you what she does in her day.
Thank you. So as a district sales manager, I'm responsible for supporting the licensed retailers and their business. With the rapid growth of the Ontario cannabis landscape, we're building out our team to support the increased number of retailers opening. We currently have over 450 authorized stores open in the province. And just to explain sort of how fast that's been. This time last year, we actually only had 50 stores. So we've come a long way in a short amount of time, and we're rapidly expanding our team to meet the demands of the increased locations. In the next slide, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the day-to-day. So day-to-day, we provide support to new retailers entering the retail landscape by assisting with their OCS onboarding. So we help ensure their onboarding process is smooth, they have everything they need to set up their accounts and answer any questions they may have. A lot of times, the questions that they have are about the banking and insurance requirements. So we help them navigate that so that they can get everything in and get their store open as fast as possible. We also meet with retailers to review market data and sales information so retailers can make informed decisions about their inventory assortment as well as their first order, which is really important for getting set up and starting their business off on a great start. Once the retail store is open, this is where the fun stuff happens. So we're out in the field. We get to go and meet with all of the retailers on a consistent basis, supporting that relationship management as well as their retail sales growth. So we offer product information, education, and ongoing sales support and insights to ensure their success in the marketplace. And on the next slide, I just want to talk a little bit about our First Nation engagement. So OCS understands the importance of a positive relationship with our First Nation partners, and our teams actively engage with First Nation communities to advance the cannabis framework specific to First Nation retailers. We are constantly analyzing our approach to ensure that we're effectively meeting the needs of our First Nation retail partners. And Suzanne's going to talk a little bit about some of the training initiatives a little later on in our presentation. On the next slide, this is really awesome. So we're super proud of our First Nation partnerships and truly honored to have the opportunity to support First Nation communities and their licensed stores. So currently we have 6 First Nation retail stores located in Nipissing, Mississauga, Washoshonegam, and Rama First Nation areas. Some of these locations are individually owned and operated on reserve, and other locations are managed by the band and council. As a district sales manager, we support the sales growth of these locations as well and consistently collaborate with our First Nation stakeholders to ensure we effectively support their business growth as well as their future plans and goals within their communities. Sometimes this extends beyond the retail store and into the community where the retail location is and where the employees are from.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ali. And so just to dovetail off of Ali there, we also have a lot of diversity and inclusion initiatives at OCS. And we think it's important that it's embedded in our culture so that we can nurture this culture of diversity and inclusion so all employees are heard and supported, and they're all in an environment that allows everyone to thrive. So our diversity and inclusion program does include D&I training, of course. We had some amazing cultural awareness sessions from Indigenous Affairs. We had 1-hour sessions, and then we had a full day session, which was just wonderful. We also have done AODA training, and we have some very exciting inclusive leadership training that's coming up brand new right now. And so that was a foundation for us. And then last year we had our employees raise their hand and say, we want to do more. And that made us so excited. So we created an anti-racism employee group, and it's employee-led. It's focused on creating more and better understanding for all of us so that we can remove our biases and really embrace diversity and inclusion in a true manner. And so this has become just an amazing initiative. We've got lots of group discussions that have happened, information sharing, monthly initiatives, and we have these wonderful experts from all different expertises come in and speak to us and really divulge some great information. So it's been just a phenomenal initiative. On the more mundane side, of course, we do have recruitment. And so because D&I is so important to us, we make sure that every single interviewer has gone through multiple trainings. So they've gone through unconscious bias training, diversity, human rights, and then interview techniques to make sure that it's a fair and equitable hiring practice and experience for all our candidates. And we also have created some diversity recruitment partnerships, like, of course, our Children's Medicine, CEE, the Center for Young Black Professionals, and Career Edge, which handles or supports persons with disabilities, new professionals to Canada, and military professionals leaving the military. We also have a lot of mental health initiatives because we think it's really important that we support the whole of the employee, not just the part that works for us. So we have a lot of supports. We just had 3 sessions of mental health training from our wonderful supporters at Morneau Chapelle. So we have a lot of great supports there. And we have signed the Black North Initiative Pledge, which is a CEO pledge that diversity and inclusion is going to be an important foundation for the organization. It holds us to that, it holds us accountable to it, which is always good. And it holds us accountable to ensure that we're encouraging other companies and communities to ensure that they also have diversity and inclusion at the forefront of their mind. We are only 3 years into our business journey, so we have a lot left to do. And we're hoping, pardon the pun, that you'll come grow with us. And if you don't mind, we do want to say thank you for having us into your homes and spending 15 minutes or 10 minutes with us through this journey. If you have any questions, on the next slide, sorry, Josh. If you have any questions, please do send an email to careers@ocs.ca. I personally will receive those, and I can respond or direct you to the person for your inquiry. But thank you so much for your time today.
Perfect. Thank you both. You were a delight. It was wonderful to have you join us. We don't have any questions, but if anybody does come back with questions, we will be sure to send them to that email so that they're able to get in touch with you. Thank you both for taking the time. I appreciate it. And Suzanne's background today, top notch. During rehearsal yesterday, we had a couple of struggles, but I won't reveal too much, but I thought it was adorable nonetheless. All right. Thank you, Ali and Suzanne. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All righty, everybody. So we're going to take another quick break, and then we're going to come back with BDC and my friend Natalie from BDC. So don't go anywhere. We will be back in mere moments. All right, everybody, as promised, we are back really quite promptly once again. I am now going to bring in our friend Natalie from BDC. Come on in, Natalie. How are you?
Hi, Josh. I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for taking the time today to join us.
It's my pleasure.
As with everybody, do not be shy to tell me to flip the pages when you're ready for it. And let's just see here again if I can continue to remember how to bring all of the PowerPoint presentations up.
Super.
Alrighty, there we go. Natalie, over to you.
Super. Well, hi, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm really happy to be able to present to you. My colleague, Amelie, is going to be the one that you're going to be meeting with one-on-one for the career fair portion, but I will be telling you about BDC. So welcome. Let me know if you have any questions. If not, you can always ask the questions to Amelie more one-on-one as well. Josh, I'm ready for the next slide. So who are we? Our agenda, we just need to, I was just going to go over our agenda. Here we go. Perfect. Thank you. So quick introduction. My name is Natalie. I have been at the Business Development Bank of Canada. That's what the BDC stands for. We're not the Bank of Canada. We are the Business Development Bank of Canada. And I've been at the BDC since I was actually 15. I started as a summer student, and I've always kind of worked at the BDC throughout my schooling, and I worked in public affairs. And for the past 11 or 12 years, I've been working in HR. A lot of diversity component to what I've done in the past, a lot of employee experience and talent acquisition, which is what I am right now. I'm the coordinator of talent acquisition. So I work with all the recruiters across the country that recruit for across the country. So we're going to go a little bit about who is BDC, what do we do, some job profiles that we are looking for that are more common across the board, our recruitment process, and why BDC is a top employer, and then we can have time for questions. So I'm ready for the next slide, Josh. So who are we? Let's go. Perfect. So BDC is really the only bank that's dedicated exclusively to entrepreneurs. We are not a cash bank. We're not like a chartered bank where you can go and open a personal account. This is really for entrepreneurs across the country. So we help develop strong businesses through financing, advisory services, so consulting services, and BDC Capital, which is kind of like our venture capital. We focus a lot on small and medium-sized businesses as well. And we do support entrepreneurs in all industries at all stages of development, from the inception to the sale of their company. And like I said, across the country. And we have been around since 1944. So Josh, if we can go to the next one, please. Wonderful. So we have access to working capital. So that helps for working capital means the purchase of equipment or building, things like that to help your company grow. If you want to buy a business, invest in real estate, start a business from the beginning. For larger and more complex loans, we do have our corporate financing department, and they offer a bit more customized service for that. In advisory, whether you are already a well-established organization or you're just starting out, they make decisions about help you make decisions about your everyday business activities. So from sales, marketing, expansion, financial management, or even for human resource needs as well within companies. I am ready for the next one. And I'm just going to take a quick minute, and I'm going to take a photo because I'd love to share with the rest of our team that we're doing this wonderful event with OCM today. So there we go. I'm just going to take that quick photo. Thank you so much for bearing with me while I do that. So we have 60,000 entrepreneurs across the country, coast to coast, up north, everywhere. We have about 123 business centers. We have actually more than 2,300. We're closer to 2,500 employees. And our clients seem to like us because their client satisfaction rate is 94%. And I think a lot of why that might be is because people who come to work at BDC have our mission and our mandate really close to their heart. They really want to help the Canadian economy. They really want to help people grow locally. So I think this is why, it's everybody's bread and butter. Like when the entrepreneurs are doing well, we do well. The bank does well. And the reason why we have so many locations is because we really want to be able to reach all potential and growing entrepreneurs across the country. And okay, I'm ready for the next slide. So we do have an Indigenous banking unit at BDC. So for entrepreneurs who are Indigenous, we definitely have customized services for them, which we'll just go through really quickly on the next slide as well. So essentially, we have over $400 million committed to clients as of last year. And I don't have the latest numbers, but I'm pretty sure with the pandemic, we definitely pivoted a lot and helped a lot of entrepreneurs during these very difficult times. We have dedicated account managers to work on Indigenous banking files. We have over 1,000 clients across the country, and we're flexible on repayment terms, and we really customize what that looks like for an Indigenous entrepreneur and what their needs are. So that's how we help the Indigenous community in terms of entrepreneurs. If you go to we're going to go to the next slide, and we're going to talk about why BDC is a top employer. So there's so much there. We have won the top employer in Canada for many years in a row. Upwards of 10 years in a row. And recently, for this year, we were just announced that we won again. And what's kind of near and dear to my heart, we've also won the Canada's Best Diversity Employer again this year. And I'm really proud because this is really all-encompassing and really emulates of who we are as an organization and our dedication to diversity and inclusion. We have many programs. We have employee resource groups for the various persons with disabilities, Indigenous, people of color, newcomers to Canada, and we really reach out to the community as much as we can through our employee resource groups. And we're always learning, and we're always trying to learn how we can best reach out even more. We have training as well that we're constantly renewing and updating as well on different types of issues that are, important and very, top of mind right now. So actually BDC just confirmed that we are launching 6 new partnerships to support our Black entrepreneurs as well. So this is something that we're really proud of. B Corp certification. It's kind of not very familiar to people, but what it is, it's not all companies are B Corp certified. It's basically a practice of balancing profit and purpose. So we're actually the first financial institution in Canada to receive this B Corp certification, and we're actually going through the process again this year. To be certified, companies must meet their very high standards and with transparency and accountability, and we try to also encourage our entrepreneurs to also become B Corp certified as well. So we have, diversity is in us. We want to represent the faces of Canada. So we have over 40 languages spoken across the country from all of our employees. When we say we are 52% bilingual, we are speaking English and French. As we are a Crown corporation, we have designated locations throughout the country where we are encouraged to have at least one person who can speak both official languages in terms of in Canada, English and French. Education, 75% bachelor, and we have, like I mentioned, over 2,300 employees at the bank. The next topic that we're going to talk about is job profiles. Now we're going to have a look at some job profiles that might interest you. And I'm going to start off by saying across the country, I'm going to go through 3 main types of profiles that we're looking for from coast to coast. At our head office location, which is in Montreal, we definitely have other functions as well. So we have legal, marketing, finance, and IT and human resources are based in Montreal. So these are more our business development type of roles, starting off with the client relationship officer. The client relationship officer is really an interesting entry-level position. It's kind of like a BDC school entry-level position because oftentimes people who are client relationship officers, they are the right-hand man to our account manager. And by being that right hand, you're getting to learn the ins and outs of the day-to-day life of an account manager. You get to develop a network with the clients, and therefore a lot of people between 12 and 18 months, they then go up and become account managers themselves. So it's a really great opportunity to learn and really get thrown into it really quickly. They're going to be contributing to marketing initiatives, organizing events, campaigns, as well as just preparing letters and forms and making sure that clients are providing all the necessary documents that they would need for the account managers to help them with their loans, for example. The next profile is the account manager role. So basically, this is the central role of BDC. This is where the role that goes and helps us acquire new candidates, with clients, and they're really in it with the entrepreneurs. So definitely something, there's a lot of business development opportunities, cold calling events, things obviously with COVID are a little bit pivoted now and a bit more virtual, but this is really the bread and butter of the BDC, and our account managers are the ones who are dedicated to helping the entrepreneurs front line. Um, and I'm just gonna go through the last one. It's our client contact center. So basically, it's a strategic first point of contact with clients because they call us and ask us questions about their project. Let's say they want to submit an application to get a loan with BDC. They want to discuss their challenges, and sometimes they just need technical support if they already have a loan with us with our client app services. It's an interesting role because you have a chance to analyze several projects from the beginning, and you're going to be able to help our numbers grow and see all these clients that you at the entry point have met, and now they're official clients with BDC. So it's really really nice. We traditionally we have people that speak both English and French for this role, but we do hire for the client contact center in the rest of Canada, and you do not have to speak French. So this is something that could be definitely discussed at the interview process. And my colleague Amelie is really the one that can go into all those details with you because she herself was an account manager before at the BDC, and now she works with us in recruitment. So she knows both sides of the business. So our recruitment process is fairly simple. For people with OCM, we're so happy as part of our DNI, our DNI that we talked about earlier. We've been partnered with OCM for a couple of years now, and we're always growing and learning so much from OCM in terms of the Indigenous community in Canada. We have other partnerships for persons with disabilities as well, but with OCM, how you can submit your CV. You can do it through the Hire Me platform, or even, I would love this, if you just send your CV to the careers@bdc.ca mailbox. 'Cause I'm the one that managed that mailbox, so you're not going to get a robot. It's a human being. It's me. So definitely, I highly recommend sending those CVs if you see a position that might be interesting, or if you have questions. Definitely send that. And even after today, if you forgot to ask Emily a question during your one-on-one, definitely send us a note and we'll make sure that it's promptly answered for you. So after you submit your CV, we used a platform called VidCruiter where we have virtual interviews, especially for roles, as I mentioned earlier, like the account manager, the client relationship officer, and the client contact center. Because they're client facing, sometimes we kind of want to know how they are appearing on video. But if there's something that you're not comfortable with, please do let us know and we can have a telephone chat with you because we'd be glad to chat with you in any form that is the best suited for you. Not everybody feels very comfortable with the video. And then after that, you would have an in-person interview. Well, right now they're virtual because of COVID. We do have slowly coming back to the office, but not at full capacity for some provinces. But the big branches in Toronto and Montreal, we're not going to be going back for at least until the fall. But the BDC's been keeping up to date very much on what the government guidelines have been. And then after the first in-person interview, which would be most likely with your immediate leader, you will have a second in-person interview, which could be other people from your team or somebody who is the senior level of your leader. So that's pretty much how we do it. So we're definitely looking forward to meeting you from the recruitment standpoint. And we're going to go a little bit back to why BDC is a top employer, because I think it's important though that we mention on, that we definitely have an impact on Canadian entrepreneurs. Our mandate is what joins people at BDC. It's really what drives people to want to help Canadian economy, and the mission is the most rewarding part of working at BDC ultimately. Um, the base salaries were competitive salaries as well. And we ask people to think about the future because yeah, it may be a long way off to plan a post career, but we do have a really great pension and benefit plan as well. Work-life balance is really important to us at BDC, especially now more than ever. We are encouraging our employees to take, flexible hours. We're encouraging our employees to take their vacation days, even if, they say, oh, but I'm not going anywhere. And really just shutting down and stepping away does a world of good for people's mental health as well. And as well, we ask people to be entrepreneurial about their career. So, as I mentioned about the client relationship officer role, which is the entry position, but we definitely provide people with all the tools and training, even with the account manager role, to really succeed the best and be able to do development assignments. So let's say there's something you really like, and you're a client relationship officer, and there's a position in underwriting that you're really interested in. Talk about it with your leader, put those in your development plans, and really think about your career like an entrepreneur would think about their business. And innovation, I think it's a word that everyone talks about, but really we're trying to be innovative, and we're always trying to, keep up to date with how amazing these entrepreneurs are, and we want to make sure that our business models are matching the amazing ideas that are coming out of Canada right now. Essentially, that is it for me. It was a lot in 10 minutes, I know. So definitely do reach out to me either on the careers email, and I would love to chat with you. And my colleague Emily is there with you all day today too, so she's great. And have a great rest of your fair today, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Natalie, for participating today. That was great, and we don't have any questions, but if we do, we will be sure to send them in your direction.
Super. Thanks, Josh. Have a great day, everybody.
Great. Thank you, Natalie. And thank you to all of our presenters for participating. If you have any questions about anything that has been discussed, feel free to put them in the chat function at the bottom of the app, in the Higher Place app, or send us a text message, and we will put you in touch with the correct people. So that is the end of our formal presentations. The interviews are ongoing between now and 2 p.m., so don't miss your interviews, 2 p.m. Eastern time, I should say. We will be back just before the end of the event to do a traditional closing with Kelly again. And if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to drop them in the chat or in the question box in the app. And one of the people from the OCM team would be pleased to help you and support you. So good luck to everybody. Thank you again to all of our presenters. You will see me again just before 2 o'clock Eastern time. Thank you. Enjoy. Best of luck. I'm starving. I'm going to eat something, but that was a bit of an overshare. And I also feel like I'm having a hot flash, but that's okay too. That's just what it is. Ali from OCS seemed to have enjoyed that comment. Okay, thank you, everybody. Take good care, and we'll chat later.